Hello everyone, MFPallytime here, and welcome back to Baldur's Gate 3. We join Kalark, the smartest and strongest Githyanki in the known universe, inside of... Is it really a nautiloid that's growing underneath Moonrise Towers? Whatever the technical term is, we are down here. We ran into a slight problem. As you know, if you saw the end of the last episode, we rushed down here to save Zevlor. I was excited to rescue him. And then I just... I outroed the video, saved the game, didn't think any more about it. When I booted up my save today, I was immediately under attack. That's why Astarion is serenading them right now. Do you remember how I cleared Moonrise Towers with my enlightened plan? Leaving a trail of grease up to, more than a loading screen away and then igniting it with a candle to blow up everyone inside? Well, that gave me an enemy of justice debuff, even though I was killing the guards of the Absolute that I was a double agent against. The guards I was against I killed, and I still have the enemy of justice. Okay, what doesn't make sense is I then moved down here, and the flaming fists that were abducted by the Absolute think I'm an enemy to them. Keep in mind, as far as we know, these guys don't have tadpoles in them. There was dialogue with that, about that with Zevlor. Yeah, they just attacked me when I booted up my save. It was really weird. So, the rest of my party is not fucking there. We are going to continue away from Kalark, please, no! No! Thank you. We're going to continue away from those guys because they think I'm the enemy, even though I just rescued them. Even Zevlor was attacking me because I killed guards of the Absolute. Larian, I love your game. I don't know if you still watch my videos or if that was just a one-off, but maybe that was a bug that could be addressed. I got the save file ready. If you need it, please just let me know. Got it good to go. We are now entering a very scary looking red room. And from an area I'm not... we can make this work. We can make this work. So, this room is filled with undead. A lot. Like, the most I've seen in the game up until this point. We are going to break our party off into a couple sections here. Everyone's going to sneak while the Absolute tells me that we need to go to her. Kalark's going to go to the left, Gale's going to go to the left, and Lae'zel's going to be kind of in the middle. We're going to send Astarion forward. Now, here's the cool part. If it works the way I think it will. I'm going to shoot on Astarion as soon as it'll let me. Please. Thank you. And then I'm immediately going to turn-based mode my other dudes. Oh, perfect. He's at the beginning of the turn order. This is going to give me time to set up all the stuff I want to set up for this fight, which is going to be a really long stretch of fire. Oh, let's move Lae'zel back just a little bit more. A really long stretch of fire right here. From right about in front of Lae'zel. Ooh, too close to Lae'zel. So right about there to as far as the video game will let me do it, which is right there. Everything in that path is going to be burned. Gale's not in combat yet. Do I need to put him in turn-based mode? I'm just going to do that anyway. I don't think that Wall of Fire has a duration. He can just do that as long as he feels like concentrating on it. But that's Gale's job done. He's got the main trap set. We're going to walk him back. Lae'zel is going to create... Oh, she's going to short rest. Can't remember wild enemies. Oh, no. I was going to make darkness here and try to defend it. Dang. Well, luckily, I don't think very many of the enemies are ranged. So what we could do is just use her Eldritch Blast in this situation to keep them at bay. So, that plan's over. Jumping back to the fight at hand, here's how we're going to handle it. Astarion is going to shoot an arrow of transposition to the left of all of that fire and doom. That's going to get him back with the team. and we are going to move through the door. The rest of the party's not even in combat yet, and I kind of want to keep it that way. I'm going to keep them hidden if I can. Hopefully this door just kind of blocks it. We will get through this encounter a lot faster if there are less turns, and we've already done a bunch of setup. So, without any further ado, Astarion ends his turn. By the way, if you guys are still enjoying the Baldur's Gate 3 content, and I sincerely hope you are, please be sure to hit that thumbs up button. Every single like helps out our content with the YouTube algorithm. And let me tell you, I need as much help as I can get. Thank you. All right, the undead begin dashing forward. This turn, it looks like many of them will just be reaching the wall itself. If only there was a way we could speed this up. Hey, we got one! Yeah! Yeah, come on in! Yeah! Oh, this is my fire wizard living his best life, isn't it? A bunch of undead that want to do nothing but walk into the fire that you've made. I don't know how they saw Lae'zel here. But I'm just gonna sneak. I'm just gonna fall back. I'm chilling. I'm chilling. Kalark was not spotted. We're just gonna bring him back. We're chilling. Fire's still... Gale? 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 Gale, what happened to the fire, Gale? Gale, what happened to the... Are you still concentrating on it, Gale? Okay, it says he's still concentrating on it. That looks like embers at this point, Gale, but I trust you. We're gonna... It's probably because I'm not in the fight. Maybe? Well, I'm gonna end that turn. I'm gonna end Lae'zel's turn, and let's see what they do. Is it still up? Well, he certainly didn't think so. He found the sweet spot around it, and he's reached our back line. Lae'zel now has a combatant in front of her. Will the other winged horrors have as much luck? He only took 4 damage. Wait a minute, this is just embers on the ground, Gale. Another fly encroaching on our territory. Uh-oh, Astarion taking 22 damage from the swing of that ghoul. It seems our wall is not holding. And at the same time, more undead continued to be summoned in. A dash happening one more time, but that's just inconsequential burn damage. That will not be enough to keep them back. The wall of fire is not holding at all. Well, luckily for us, most of the undead are still in a pretty compact spot over there. Even the one that was just summoned in made great headway towards approaching us. We are going to need to fix a few of these problems. We're going to recast Hex onto the... We're going to recast Hex onto the winged horror, and then Lae'zel's going to go for a swing. Perfect. I was going to save my next attack for the other one. Instead, Kalark is going to do a pushing attack on the winged horror that was hitting Astarion, knocking him back into the pile of flaming corpses. Now, I have plenty of other attacks I could do, so let's start doing them. I have one more toppling in here that is going to do it for my key points until we rest, but at least that guy's taken care of. And I have one more attack I can send out, and that's going to do it. Now, Kalark is going to try to move away. Attack of opportunity is fine. Cutting words to help it miss. Thank you, Astarion. So fucking useful. And we fall back. That's going to do it for Kalark's turn. That's going to do it for Lae'zel's turn. But what about Astarion? I don't think Hypnotic Pattern will work on undead for some reason. But it says any creature that could see it would stop to look at it. So let's try. They're extremely grouped up. This will hit almost every enemy in play. Some of them are immune to hypnotized. The greater zombies, it seems, immune to hypnotized. But I did manage to catch 4 of the ones in the back. That crazy eye of his not working out. Oh, speaking of which, I am very sad to report that I did some preliminary digging into getting my other eye looked at by Volo, and the option is not there because the hag inspected my eye. That's the only time I can have my eye inspected, I believe, on Astarion. I thought it was going to be so funny to have his other eye worked on. I was going to do it before we started the gauntlet into Moonrise Towers, but that's okay. That's okay. He's still pretty cool. One of the winged horrors does make it past our line. A charm goes out. It's immune to charm, but that's still stopped its attack. No, okay, the damage was just waiting to catch up. Another winged horror further into the room, hasn't committed to moving forward yet. We could start another wall of fire right now and it would cook all these guys alive, but you know what sounds even more fun? A level fucking 5 fireball. Yeah, that's what I thought. I didn't think anyone would object to a level 5 fireball. We are going to be hit by an attack of opportunity, it seems, if we move up. No, I got great shot right here. It would be slightly better right there. Oh, what a beautiful shot. Send it! Did not rack up a single kill this turn, but burning will kill off a bunch of them in the follow-up turn. Those greater zombies, even tankier than I thought. Holy moly. Gale is right next to a winged horror. It's burning. It potentially could die on its next turn, and it's already reeling. So we'll go ahead and end right there. One of the shepherds in the next room begins to rush towards our line as well. Interesting that they're still taking lightning damage procs from our shock setup. That's very interesting. And there we go. We're seeing the zombies begin to just burn to ash. One still able to move forward with only 1 HP. This duelist is going to hit the flames and then feel a very familiar sensation of melting away. Now, we do have a small problem of Kalark being completely surrounded. Let's see if Kalark can handle this. Keep in mind, he does not have any key for some massive hits. Or does he? This would restore half of my key points, but take my action. That means I can't attack. I think it's worth it. We're going to do that. Look at that. We even got a little heal with that. I don't know if I've ever cast that in combat before. Also, I have 3 fucking bonus actions right now. Excuse me. Toppling Fury of Blows. Followed by a Toppling Fury of Blows. Followed by... Why are they all 1 HP? Followed by... Oh, they have Death Ward, don't they? They must. They must have Death Ward. Well, they're all burning. So Kalark, in that moment of inner calmness, managed to grant himself even more physical prowess momentarily. Will take down all of those zombies once they realize they've been hit. Lae'zel moved forward with a swing onto the winged horror, and that guy goes down pretty fast. We're going to end this turn with a Titan string bow shot onto the reconstituted duelist in front of us. And end our turn. Astarion is going to move forward with... I was kind of hoping I could reach that guy in the back. He's kind of our main threat at the moment. But we'll just fire off a crossbow shot to defeat one of those zombies that were already burning. I was hoping I was getting close enough to that winged horror that he would notice that I was getting close and he would come see me. But it doesn't look like that's the case just yet. We see Gale walk next to Lae'zel and Dimension Door. Choose target cannot be moved by force. What? So you're telling me Lae'zel isn't consenting to move with Dimension Door? This isn't by force. This is me wanting to move. Well, that's disappointing. Man, that's very disappointing. I kind of don't know what I want to do with my turn now. I was planning on bringing Lae'zel in and trying to beat up this guy. Should kill him in like a single swing. My backup option would probably be to bring Kalark that way. So let's move around as far as we can. I don't know why I'm getting interrupted by that movement. We're going to grab Kalark, and we are going to show up very close to our friend. Do I need line of sight? That's the problem. So we're going to show up over there. We were tucked into the corner a little bit too much. Now that I have done that, Gale is going to return to a safer place right next to this zombie that's burning. I love that move, by the way. The fucking Dimension Door in, Misty Step out. Nightcrawler's my favorite X-Men by a fucking mile, and that gives me such huge Nightcrawler vibes. No rest for the wicked. He is going to resurrect one of his fallen comrades. Gale snaps his fingers and counterspells the cast. There's the burn. We knew that was coming. The burn on this guy. We know that's coming. Does the game. There it is. Yes. All right, Lae'zel's going to move forward as far as she can. With bow in hand, I would love... Concentration broken. Send reeling. You were supposed to burn to death. Well, our first shot is going to hit him. And that's our only shot because we didn't attack with a packed weapon. Lae'zel ends her turn. I really should get Misty Step on Astarion or something. I don't know why I didn't. I got him 2 levels of invisibility if he needs it, but no way of really closing the gap. I think it's because his AC is so strong, I never expected anyone to hit him. Oh, we do have the Vicious Mockery range. Let's send it. This guy's going to have disadvantage on his next attack, which is good because I'm running up. Now, we might just kill him in a single hit. We did. Well, not a single. We got rid of the shield. We're going to keep swinging. We have 2 more offhand attacks. We're going to use those 2. So incredibly good. Oh, my goodness. Kalark is then going to use the his 3rd bonus action of the turn to then jump to the left. I'm going to make sure I'm not in push range, and I will start to beat up on the 1 remaining winged horror. Gale just is going to move forward if he can. He's going to take some burning damage doing it, but we'll cast a fire bolt towards the winged horror. It's back to Kalark's turn. I didn't end his turn. He was just like, no, I'm good. That was enough. Kalark is currently paralyzed, I think. Uh-oh. Oh, that's not good. We are going to walk up on Astarion, and... Do you think an undead can laugh? Hideous laughter might do some... Here, we'll just shoot. It's only 20 health. And we only did 5 damage. Lae'zel's gonna move as far forward as she can, maybe even jumping to help. I think that jump is just enough, actually. And we're gonna fire off a double Eldritch Blast instead of using our Titan String. No Hex. Kalark, paralyzed in front of this creature, takes a critical hit. Gale, doesn't have an action. Why? Did he get stunned? Is that why? No, those are lightning charges. I have no idea why he lost his turn there. Okay, good. Lae'zel once again calls on the source of her power and sends that Eldritch Blast. Well, isn't that creepy looking? Leave a comment down below if you know what this symbol is. I know what the symbol is. Let's see who's paying attention out there. On the southeastern side of this area, there is a puzzle for us to solve. Over on, yes, this side over here, the southwestern side, there's a little bit of extra dialogue you can get. But I was really surprised that this tank in the middle of the room, like, you don't get anything for breaking it. I mean, it's pretty satisfying to watch them shatter, but that just proves how much time they put into that animation. This puzzle over here is pretty straightforward. There are 4 neural links that are all assigned.
Bursts into life, a mind touches your own, alien and full of desperate need.
They're all assigned to different sectors of the brain.
It is incomplete. It yearns to connect, but needs you to guide the process, linking each part of your mind to its like.
Begin to manipulate the mind. I've heard some people struggle with this. So all you're trying to do is complete the circuit from the final brain area to where the energy is starting from. Best way to do that is to just go. Like, just figure out a path. This is speech. This is memory. So the path I wanted to use there doesn't look quite right anymore. Although for speech... Oh, yeah, the speech one is kind of weird. It looks like this path for me is probably the most straightforward one. But when I check my work, I check it backwards. I check from the source back to where we're going. So I'm just going to, like, figure out lines, and when they don't work, we'll check our work. Like, the emotion center down here is the lowest one. So maybe I can use this bottom lane. Oh, I don't like that jump at all. I'd have to go up there. So let's go back and then like around the left side. Something like that. Hey, yeah, you keep practicing. And then the brain, the reason, it seems like it has a pretty clear path up top that doesn't interfere with any of the other ones. Why did that get rid of emotion? What's wrong with my emotion? Why does emotion keep breaking? Emotion, you good, right? And then, oh, I see. I think I was just highlighting the last thing and not actually committing the click. And then this green one looks like it might have a weird path. Can we go up? And then left? And then left! Hey! That was the first time I didn't have to correct my work after making all of the connections. Sure, I struggled to make a few connections. So, if you need help, the purple line uses the top middle lane all the way to the back. The blue line starts left, then cuts right to the end. The green line goes underneath, cuts up diagonally to the left, and then connects. And then the yellow line just takes the bottom lane. And it was kind of fun. I told you Clark was the strongest and the smartest. You guys didn't believe me on the smart part. I mean, look at all this. I'm so dumb. What happened? Where is it? No. Oh, God. Okay. I was still feeling the effects of it from inside my bag. Oh, Balthazar, that tricky devil threw his helmet onto my head and I didn't notice. The reason you want to do this side first, by the way, is because these waking minds are what's used over at that other terminal. There's pretty good sword over here, Blade of the Oppressed Souls. I use this in most playthroughs. I don't think it's going to be better for Githyanki, though, funny enough. So the Blade of Oppressed Souls has that psychic damage on there by default. So it's going to do 1d10 or a 1d8 if you're holding it in one hand. Some fire damage, and then some psychic damage. The fire damage is from my gloves, so it doesn't have that. The psychic damage does come on the weapon. The difference between these two is I'm rolling 2 dice for the Soul Breaker, 2d6. So that's a higher possible roll, and I can't roll a 1. It's always going to do at least 2. Yeah, we're definitely keeping our weapon for now. There's a reason that's our packed weapon. It's also a longsword too, so I'm not too surprised it does less damage. And then for those of you paying attention, this is the very first image you see when you start the game. To me, that looks like a bunch of Illithid walking down that center aisle with worshippers on the left and right side, all walking towards a supreme mind flayer underneath an elder brain. Man, they just tell you what's happening right at the start. They just let you know. Now, the reason I wanted to open this side first before heading over to the brain jars is because there's one specific brain jar that's very interesting for our playthrough. It's kind of the opposite race of the Githyanki. That's the inhabitant inside of the brain jar.
Is this?
And if we come over here to this terminal...
I feel? It's terrible and incredible.
Wait, Lae'zel just felt joy? Because of the resonating stone? We're taking that with us. I don't know what that's for, but I want her to feel joy as often as possible. Although, does it always make that sound? Ugh. Look at this. Entity has advantage on physical checks and disadvantage on mental saving throws. I already have disadvantage on saving throws from like, all effects. So that doesn't really hurt me at all. The bad part is that vulnerability to psychic damage. Also, this thing just rings all the time. I'm going to send this to camp.
The joy's faded. No matter. I much prefer furious indignation.
Oh, I'm still hearing it, so maybe it's not part of the resonating stone. Interesting. So I can just keep that in her inventory and she'll be happy all the time. That sounds excellent. Man, What a nice thing to have in my back pocket. If you ever do something wrong, hey, Lae'zel, just listen to the stone. Right, so we're going over to the device here, and we will be inserting the brain jar that we found. Who picked it up? The brain jar that we found behind the locked wall over there, the waking mind. A humanoid brain alive and in perfect condition in cerebrospinal fluid.
Fine bones, sharp jaw, some variety of elf. Pretty enough for a flesh prison, if not the noble Githzerai features I was born with.
The monk-like Githzerai, sibling race to your own Githyanki. The only beings your people hate more are the Illithids themselves.
Oh, this is gonna be fun. I'm glad the narrator told me
I
that.
guess you're no willing guest of the Gake either. Perhaps we might aid one another.
And why would I do that? This form fits you much better, doesn't it, cousin?
Well, a Githyanki skull would be too tight a fit, cousin. Your people shun psionics after all, while mine mastered them. My order taught a
psionics.
psionic technique much feared by the Gake. They destroyed us for it, and kept me as a trophy.
You may have piqued my interest.
I've spent all these centuries awake, aware. So here is my offer. Use your tadpole, erase me, and I will pass my technique on to you.
Use my
Catch the
tadpole.
lie. The monk isn't telling everything.
What the fuck aren't you telling me? If you want me to help, tell me the truth.
All right, the Gate did not find my monastery. I led them there. They promised me immortality, and they gave it. I have been their rotting trophy for centuries.
As her agitation swells, so does her latent psionic power. To your tadpole, that guilt and terror are almost fragrant. You realize the Illithids locked her away not as a trophy, but as a fine vintage.
Oh, no.
Touch my mind and purge it. The moment you do, my knowledge will be yours.
Oh, Clark's never used his mind powers before that I can remember. Now that I've said that, someone's gonna link the timestamp. Well, in episode 4 at 7 minutes. And Clark has always had an interest in using his mind. He infuses each of his punches with the power of his mind. It's doing psionic. It's doing brain damage every time he hits someone. Oh, I am torn. But I am the smartest Githyanki that we know. I would only be getting smarter by consuming my enemy.
Thank you. Wait. No, please!
Okay, so we got a mind barrier for doing that. Having assimilated a splinter of a Githzerai knowledge, mental barrier has been erected in the affected entity's mind. It has advantage on intelligence saving throws. So Clark may have done something that Lae'zel didn't approve of very much. But his brain becomes even sharper. My temple is even more fortified. We've entered a room on the western side of the Nautiloid with more intellect devours inside of it. Ooh, another brain jar here too, for those of you looking to collect them all. By the way, we're thinking about doing a video where we collect all of those things. It's on the list. It's like the 4th video on the list. And at my rate, it's going to be about 6 years before we get to that. But I thought that'd be an interesting video. Let me know down in the comments if you want to see that. All the brain jars in one spot. And maybe we'll move it higher up on the list.
No will sparks behind his eyes. His mind has been hollowed out to better echo the commands of the collective. You could kill it, end its miserable life of enslavement. Surely that would be the humane thing to do. You could take advantage of its vulnerability and plunder what's left of its hollow mind for anything that could serve you.
I don't think I eat mines. What is this place, friend? I mean, I've been here a little while now, but...
No, sorry. Here. They become.
Oh. And do you know where your master Catherick is? Have you seen him wandering by? God, look at all the body parts behind him. Woo!
Master. No.
Why are you crying?
Deep. One of three.
One of three. Okay, friend. What did you do to all these people there, bud?
Chop, chop. Help them. Become.
Is your name Chop, or did you chop them? What did they become, Chop?
Part of one mind. 4 little feet. Dancing. To same song.
With a lurch, you realize he
Yeah.
means the intellect devourers. Here, the brains are harvested, made part of the hive mind.
Oh, Chop. Oh, Chop. Chop, I'm sorry, Chop. Chop, I'm not gonna hit you now. I'm gonna hit you now, Chop. I'm sorry, bud.
You're violent.
Oh. He has a little HP left. Astarion, please make him stop yelling at me, Astarion. He's the one making the intellect devourers. I can't let him continue. That is not acceptable. I'm going to double click on the rest of my party, and I swear to God if they are standing by a ledge not moving. Oh, yeah. Okay, they're close by. I'm actually going to end Astarion's turn in the hopes that everyone moves closer to him. Yes. And that gives my party more leeway to actually enter the room. I didn't expect to see that many critical hits go out all at once, though. Good lord. Gale's going to get a little bit closer. He's got a level 3 spell slot ready to go, and that is going to have a fireball inside. Now, word for the wise on Paladins. A lot of you know Holly streams, we've been calling her stream the night shift. I do my daytime stream, try to make content in between them, and then we stream on the night shift over on Holly's Twitch channel. She's getting closer to being partnered, by the way. Thank you guys so much for supporting her content. Well, we were doing a playthrough of the game over on her channel, and I was playing as Grub. Grub started as a Paladin. And there was a situation very similar to this where my paladin had a perfect opportunity to go attack. In fact, I could tell you the exact room that it was in. The Dror Ragslin fight, where he was already attacking my party because the Mind Flayer told him that we were on the Nautiloid. Well, I came in late as a paladin. They were already under attack, but the enemies were neutral, like this intellect devourer was. If you were watching on my way in, they were highlighted as yellow when I cast that fireball on Gale. I attacked right then in a fight that my allies were already being attacked in, and it caused me to become oath broken, and it made me really upset. So be careful. Is that just how Clark helps people? He gives them tips. He shares his enlightenment.
Gods are watching me.
So as you can probably tell by now, this place is pretty expansive. There is an area north of... Oh, that's the way forward. We're not doing that yet. There is a way north of where the people we rescued are at. Zevlor and friends. But I can't bring Kalark up that way easily. So I'm hoping this is a good way to bypass it. Looks like it is heading to the same direction. This area not super important for most playthroughs, but if you are playing as the Dark Urge, surprise, they're about to give you a bunch of dialogue all at once. This is what I missed in my playthrough, and it is looking like they're neutral. So I am going to keep my party back. We are going to short rest, and Astarion is going to approach. They're neutral, so they might talk to me. They might just turn hostile immediately. We'll see. Oh, another brain jar over here in the corner. The closed mind. All right, Astarion. stands up and walks forward.
General Thorm was attacked. The order to evacuate given. You should not be here. I conclude you are one of the attackers.
Wait, did she just make a deduction? Oh, this is a misunderstanding. I was sent to support you with the eradication of these traitors. Oh, no, that's a 20. A 20 might look imposing, but we roll a 14 guaranteed. Oh, fuck. Oh, any inspiration? We have plenty. We're going again. I mean, you see, I have this note with me, and Astarion quickly scribbles to try to make this more convincing. 25!
I have no need for a throne. You could merely get in the way. Go on, make yourself useful somewhere. If you cannot manage that, just stay out of the way.
Oh, okay. Well, that was very abrupt. Well, we see Gale approach with a firewall. Yes! Lae'zel isn't probably going to be able to move this guy, so we're going to try to bring Kalark into the fight. No way he passes these stealth checks the whole way across. What? Oh, he's at the start of the turn order anyway. We're going to push this guy back in. Why was there an attack of opportunity for me to push this guy back in? All right, he's dead. We're moving up on the next guy. He's dead. We're moving up on the next guy. They're dead. And this person has to pass the wall to get to us. So we're going to move up with an Eldritch Blast. Wow, critical hit. Good Lord, Lae'zel, you are such a monster. I'm not gonna lie, when we had that fight with Lae'zel where I had to prove that I loved her by beating the fuck out of her, I was really afraid she was gonna one-hit KO Kalark. It really looked like it was going that direction. I feel like I got so lucky, dude. So lucky, dude. Let's do a Scorching Ray with my last level 2 spell slot on Gale. We've been burning through these things. Decent damage. We're going to move out of the way now. She's frightened. Tries to do an attack. Cutting words. Fuck! Is everyone okay? That was the biggest fireball I've ever seen. It chain reactioned off of so many containers. Oh. Well, we're not going to let her do that again. Kalark moves up and breaks her fucking neck. Now, this might look pretty dire, but don't you worry. Oh, God. It is. That area we looked at to proceed downwards, though, by the way, this weapon, that necrotic damage on it, I think this is one of the best one-hand weapons you can get, especially if you're wearing the gloves. Like, if you have Lae'zel set up right now, oh, that thing looks good. We're not going to use it. Pick up and add to wares. We mostly finished everything I wanted to show you in this area, but the boss fight is a doozy. I don't think we're going to be able to show it all off in a reasonable amount of time. So we are going to go up to the long rest area and have one of those cliffhanger endings that some of you guys hate so much, but I'll make it up to you. Instead of doing my planned 4 videos this week, we'll do 5 videos this week. You can't say Kalark doesn't care. Thank you all so much for joining me. I hope you enjoyed today's video. If you did, please be sure to hit that thumbs up button. We're going to slash this thing into, and I will see you guys again tomorrow.